Hi, this is part 3. Um, okay, so in the plan mode, we're going to double click on the master page, and we're going to be editing the footer artwork. So scroll to the footer. Okay. Okay, select a triangle tool in the toolbox, and then you're going to set a specific size. So let's select a rectangle tool. Okay, you're going to draw one out, any size. And then you're going to go under Window, Transform, and it allows you to set this specific size. We're going to set the height to 275 and the width to 960. So it should span the width of our page right now. Okay. The X and Y you're going to set also. X should be 0. Y should be 685. 685. And it will drop it down to the bottom of the page. Then we're going to add the 100% width to the rectangle shape. So remember how we do that? The item is up here. When we highlight it, it says 100% width. It's like two little arrows pointing to a square. I'm going to click that, and it's going to span the whole length and width of the bottom. Okay, now we're going to click the rectangle object, and I am going to send it to back. How I'm going to do that is Object, pull down to send to back. And what it does is it sends it behind my menu. I'm going to click my menu bar, and I'm just going to bring it down. So notice it's behind here. And that's fine. You could just leave your menu there. Okay, now the footer's on top of the rectangle, like I mentioned. So click the blue arrow on the menu. When I click on the menu, I'm going to just select it to just top level pages so I don't see the drop down anymore. That's all that does. Okay. All right, now I'm going to create a small rectangle with a height of 16 and 25 width. So I'm going to take my rectangle. I'm going to draw a little tiny rectangle. Going to have my, what did it say? Width of, or height of 16, width of 25. So height of 16, width of 25. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that little triangle and I'm going to place it right up here on the left side of my document, right to the edge. Okay, so there is a method to the madness here. So what we're going to be doing is dropping artwork in, and it's going to span the whole length, or I'm sorry, the whole width of this line going all the way across. Okay, so I'm going to fill the box with no color. So I'm going to click no color. Then I'm going to click the word fill, and I'm going to go to image. I'm going to add an image, and I am going to click to my images folder, which is one of the folders, the artwork folders we downloaded, and I'm going to click footer-zag.png, and it gives me a triangle image. I'm going to hit open. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I am going to click, again, if you lost that, you just click the fill. So now I'm going to click the position is going to be the top left, so I'm going to click that top left square in this group of squares. And I'm also going to do the fitting is going to be tile horizontally, and watch what my file does. Okay. So now I can open my box and notice that my image is repeating automatically, which is pretty cool. Also, make sure your stroke is set to none. Stroke is on the top. So now I can open the text box wider, and it will just keep repeating my triangle, which is really what I wanted to achieve. Okay, so I don't have to copy and paste a million times. It automatically tiles it across. Okay. So now I am going to go back to, actually I'm going to do File Save. Now I'm going to go to my plan mode, and I am going to add a child page to the coffee page. And I'm going to call it preparation. I'm also going to right click on it right now, and I'm going to exclude it from the menus as of right now. Can always change that in the future. Then I'm going to copy a file and paste it into this page. So I'm going to open my preparation page. It's just a regular page now. Okay, and I am going to do File, Open. I'm going to navigate back to my images, my folder. Oops. Make sure I can find my images here. So it should be in the new images. And it is a tutorial. Let's see. I think it's in here. Okay, so in the part 2 art, it says copy text.muse. I'm going to hit open. And you'll notice there's a preparation page. So I'm going to double click it. And I am going to take all of this and copy and paste it into that page. So I'm going to shrink my page down so I can copy all of it at once. And I am going to take this, take my images, take my text and my images. I'm going to copy. You can do edit, copy. And then I'm going to click back on my preparation page, my original document. And I am going to paste it all and place it in there. It's going to make my page deeper than what it currently is, but that's okay. It's going to have to fit in there eventually anyway. So again, if I look at this page smaller, I can notice that my page adjusts properly to fit into that page. Okay? Okay. All right, so in this preparation page, I am going to create some artwork. I'm going to create a line with a rectangle tool. We did that in an earlier tutorial. Just going to do that again. It should be familiar to you once we do it. So I'm going to create a line with a rectangle tool. So I'm going to create a rectangle. I'm going to place it I believe right here. Make a rectangle. I'm going to go to stroke, change it to white. Then I'm going to click the word stroke, and I am going to unlock it, and then I'm going to change my top and my sides to 0. I'm sorry, my bottom and my sides to 0, and my top will stay 1. Actually, I'm going to change the color to a gray so I can see it right now. So you'll notice, again, here's our line. I know that we did this in an earlier, and there we created a line out of a rectangle. And again, HTML likes this better. And there we go. Then we're also going to create a dotted line out of a rectangle tool. So I'm going to do that over here, and then we can place it as necessary. So I'm going to create another rectangle tool. I am going to, I'm going to stroke none. Then I'm going to click the word stroke. Actually, I'm not going to click the word stroke. I'm going to click the word fill. I'm going to place in an image, and I am going to go to tile dash, dot tile dash, I'm sorry, tile dash dash dot PNG. I'm going to hit open, and then I'm going to tile horizontally, and I'm going to click the top left, and you're going to notice that that dashed line drops into your box, and there you go, you have a dotted line. So that was pretty easy. And that is going to be placed a few times within this text. Between gather 4 tablespoons and grind coffee, I'm also going to place it. I'm going to make this smaller so I can see more. Again, you can make your line longer by just pulling it out. So I'm going to copy and paste between pour slowly, I'm sorry, and let it sit. So I'm going to copy, paste, and whoops, pour slowly and let it sit. That's going to go right here, and then let it sit and discard filter. Again, copy, paste, and it's going to sit right there. Okay, now I'm going to color the rectangle box in the master. So I'm going to go back to our plan mode, go back to the master, and down here we're going to color this area, and we're going to color it a brown color. It's actually going to be a brown blend. So we have our color. I'm going to click stroke. Actually, I'm wrong. Sorry. I'm going to click fill, and there's underneath the fill box there is a sample color. It's a little, looks like a little eyedropper. I'm going to click on that eyedropper tool, and I'm going to click in my document. I'm going to try to sample that brown color on this top bar. So if I click that, it's going to give me a brown color. Then if I click this page that looks like it's curled up on one side, I can click that, hit OK, and it will add that swatch onto my swatches palette. So that's a nice feature. So, and it automatically colors the whatever you have highlighted. So I happen to have my rectangle highlighted. But what I do want to do is create a blend with that. So I'm also going to click my text on my menu bar. Again, click it until you see text on the top left, and then I'm going to change that text color to white so we can see it. So now getting back to the the fill, again the stroke, set it to 0. Let's set the fill to a gradient. It's going to be a vertical gradient. You can really do what you want. You can do it a lighter gray. You can just experiment. I'm not going to hold anybody accountable if it's not exact. I just want you to be experimenting at this point in time, figuring out what you like and what you don't like. You can click the different colors, the placement of them, the focal point. Just look around at the focal point of where you want the blend to stop. So it should be a gradual blend. Whatever you choose is fine, just as long as there's a blend there. Okay? All right. And I believe that is the end of part 3. So let's just take a look at what we have here. So I'm actually going to click on the dialog box for the menu bars, change it back to all pages, and make sure the same is on top. I don't believe we changed this, but okay, all pages. So now I'm just going to, you can either do preview in browser or you can just hit preview. And we can just see where we're at with things. Okay, so we have this. I'm going to click on the About page, and that's what we had on our About page. and